Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Max. Today I'm going to talk about the game To the Moon. To the Moon is a game developed and published by Freebird Games and is the first episode of To the Moon series. It was first released on November 1st, 2011 and is a role-playing adventure game designed using the RPG Maker XP engine. Now let us talk about some background of the game. The game focuses on a technology developed by Sigmund Corporation, which can create the artificial memories. Since these artificial memories conflict with the patient's actual memories, it is only legal to use the procedure on people without much time left to live. Which is why they offer this service to people on the deathbed for them to relive their dream life by alternating their memories. In his first episode, Sigmund Corporation employees Dr. Eva Rosalind and Dr. Nell Watts are tasked with fulfilling the dream of the dying Johnny Wiles, which is to go to the moon. However, even Johnny himself does not know why. In order to implant these new memories, Eva and Nell need to use the machine to connect to Johnny's mind, and they need to traverse Johnny's memories from the latest one to the youngest childhood memories using mementos in order to find out why Johnny wants to go to the moon so that they can find a perfect timing to implant these new memories. The gameplay for this game is pretty simple. You have to navigate the memories using both Eva and Nell and then explore around or interact with some objects to get the memory links. And different memory requires different amount of memory links. Once you have collected enough memory links, you need to interact with the memento of that specific memory, and the memento is protected by a barrier. You have to use the memory link to remove the barrier. Once the barrier is removed, when the MC prepares for the memory leap, a new interface will appear. We, as a player, need to complete the puzzle before the memento is ready for memory traversal. The game always shows you the best move counts, so you can challenge yourself to get the least amount of moves to clear up the puzzle. There are also some mini puzzles that only contribute to up to around 5% of the game, so I won't explain it here, but I'll show it during the story part. So you can expect that 90 to 95% of the time you will just be exploring and complete the puzzle. And that's basically the gameplay. If you like this kind of game where you're trying to discover the story bit by bit, then I recommend you to play it. But if you are only going for gameplay, then I don't recommend this game for you. The rating on Steam is pretty good. There are mostly positive reviews. And for me, I give a personal rating of 7.05 out of 10 points, and I'll explain at the end of the video how I calculate my rating. If you decided to play the game, you can pause the video now and remember to subscribe so you won't get lost. If you're still here, I'm assuming you have either played the game or for whatever reason unable to play the game now. It's fine, I will bring you into the game story. For ease of the story, from now on I will be referring Dr. Eva Rosalind and Dr. Nell Watts as Eva and Nell. I will also use MCs, which mean main characters, to refer to both of them. Okay, with that, let's start. The story starts off by Eva and Nell arriving at the patient's house with a bang. It seems like Neil crashed the car into a tree while trying to avoid hitting a squirrel. This scene seems meaningless, but actually, it is a foreshadow on what is coming. When the MCs first reach the house, they get to meet Lily, who is the caretaker of the patient. After they exchange a few greetings, Neil proceeds to set up the machine. It seems like the patient, Johnny's health condition is quite bad, which only have 1 to 2 days left to live. MCs also found out that Johnny's wife passed away, and this is the first time they get to know Johnny's wish, which is to go to the moon. In order to find out more on Johnny's wish, Eva decided to go around the house to look for more clues. Lily's children, Sarah and Tommy, gave her a tour of the house, and they brought up a mysterious room at the basement. It turns out that the room is a bit spooky, as it is filled with rabbits. To be more precise, they are origami rabbits. And not just this room, the lighthouse nearby is also filled with them. Eva decided to go to the lighthouse to take a look. It is seen that Johnny's wife is buried here. While they are talking about the origami rabbits, Eva received a call from Neil. It seems like the machine is ready. Eva head back, and the MCs start the process of memory traversal. MCs first arrive at Johnny's last accessible memory. This is where MCs tell Johnny about their purpose here, and that they need to find out why he wants to go to the moon in order to ease their job. However, Johnny is unable to recall why himself. Eva proceeds to brief Johnny that MCs will need to go to his childhood memory, but can only travel bit by bit. For each memory leap, MCs need an item of importance to Johnny. After understanding the memory leap condition, Johnny gives MCs the paper rabbit as the memento of this memory. After this, the MCs will need to prepare the memento, which is complete the puzzle, which I will skip. And once they are done preparing, they can initiate the memory traversal. From now on, MCs will traverse Johnny's memories from the latest one to the earliest one. If I have to explain the story based on each memory leap, it will be very complicated. So I will group the memory leap based on Johnny's memory stage, which are 6 stages in total. And since we are traveling back, so the first stage would be old age, and then middle age, adulthood, young adulthood, adolescent, and finally to childhood. Okay, so let's go to the first stage, which is the old age. During MC's traversal to Johnny's old age memories, Johnny told River that it is finished, but we don't know what it means yet. Johnny also said that he will be able to watch over her. In this case, her means Anya, but we don't know who Anya is yet. In this memory, Johnny told Isabel, who is Johnny and River's friend, that River's illness, albeit discovered in its late stage, it is still treatable. However, the construction of the house will need to be stopped, as the medical bill is quite high, that they're barely paying it. Knowing how much this place means to her, Johnny planned to lie to River and said they will be able to manage both the construction of the house and the medical fee. Isabel thinks that Johnny should still tell River the truth. However, Johnny still lied to River in hope that River would undergo the operation. But River did not believe him, as she already did some calculation on their financial status. It seems like River preferred the money to be used to complete the construction of the house over her operation. River also wants Johnny to watch over Anya, and we still do not know who Anya is at this point of time. In this stage of memory, Johnny talked about the difficulties he's having with River to Isabel and Nicholas, who are their friends. It seems like Isabel was having the same abnormal condition as River. But Isabel, as an actor, tried to act out of character both during acting and normal life. However, River remained an outcast and refused to step out of it. Then, at a later memory, it is seen that Johnny told River the reason why he first approached her back then. But we don't know what the reason is for now. It also seems that after this incident, River started to make all the origami rabbit. At a later memory, it is seen that River has cut her hair, and as expected, she started to craft all the origami rabbits. River specifically made a paper rabbit for Johnny, and for some reason, she is very persistent in asking Johnny to describe the rabbit. Perhaps the rabbit is important to her, but why? We do not know now. In the next part of the memory, Johnny and River is by the lighthouse. Seems like River really loved the lighthouse, and Johnny decided to build a house near the lighthouse. River seems really happy about this. And also in this memory, we finally know who Anya is. Basically, Anya is referring to the lighthouse, or to this lighthouse specifically. In this memory, it is seen that John and River was consulting a doctor. At this time, MCs finally found out River's condition. River was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder at a rather late stage. To be more precise, River was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. If it was discovered during childhood, the condition could have been better for River. It is also in this memory that the MCs found out that the ticking sound of the clock actually bothers River, and that's why the clock in their house is silent. At a later time, Johnny and River got married beside the lighthouse. And it is here that we can finally confirm River named the lighthouse Anya. At the same memory, MCs also found out that Johnny's mother called him Joey, who happened to be his grandfather's name, who had passed away before he was born. However, as we progress through the story, we will know that this is actually a white lie. Also in the same memory, it is seen that a rabbit died on the middle of the road. Now, could this be the reason why she folded Origami Rabbit at a later time? To remind John of their wedding? MCs need to dig more to be sure. During high school recess time, Johnny told Nicholas that he thinks River is unique. Johnny wanted to be special, and River has something that he wants in her, something that makes him different from other kids. This is where we finally know what Johnny told River at the cliff, in which after the incident, River started making all those origami rabbits. Now thinks this might be the reason causing River to become weird and started making all the origami rabbit. However, Eva's not buying it. Eva thinks something is missing. At a later time, Nicholas convinced Johnny to ask River out. During their date, it was seen that Johnny was watching the movie in the theater alone. But actually, River was also watching the movie, albeit not sitting beside Johnny. Johnny, not knowing River is around, disappointed, and then went out of the theater. However, not long after Johnny comes out, River also comes out of the theater. It seems like River's perception of watching a movie together is somewhat unusual. And this is most probably tied with her condition, which is the Asperger's syndrome. When Eva and Neil travels to Johnny's childhood memory, they find themselves stuck at a weird memory location. There seems to have an unknown backup memory path that is disjointing the memory, preventing a complete construction. Eva thought there's something wrong with the machine. Since there's no way to proceed further, MCs decided to make do with whatever they have now. Eva and Neil go back to the very start of the memory leap and tell Johnny all that's left is to link the desire to go to the moon to his earlier memories. Just when the MC is about to leave, Johnny asks MCs why they can't fulfill his wish right here and now. It seems that this world is not the real set of Johnny's memories. It is only a copy of the actual memories for MCs to work on. And the Johnny here is actually just an algorithm traced from the real Johnny, which is enough to reflect real Johnny's likeness, but far from complete. MCs need to prepare this world in a logically consistent way, and when MCs transfer Johnny's registered desire to his childhood of this copy world, the machine will generate Johnny's new life in such a way that the desire will dictate the behavior of the Johnny in this world, and the end result will then be returned to the real Johnny. After this, MCs pass Johnny's desire from the latest memory to the earliest memory by linking the mementos from the old age Johnny to the young age Johnny. Once the linking is done, MCs decided to check what are the changes in Johnny's life after the memory alteration happened. But to their surprise, everything's exactly the same. MCs decided to do something to stimulate Johnny's desire to go to the moon. Ever tried to change the movie that they were watching during the day to become something related to the moon? Now, on the other hand, try to make up a presentation from NASA. Now also try to convince Johnny to buy a lunar trip lottery. The MCs keep trying different things to try to change Johnny's mind so that he wants to go to the moon. However, nothing seems to work. Everything is exactly the same. Nothing changed. Eventually, they decided to take a break. During the break, Nell tried to find more information about Johnny by calling the headquarters. It seems like Johnny has some hidden medical records from the old days. During his youth, Johnny was administered a large dose of enhanced beta blockers, and it tends to have a side effect on a person's memories. Based on the information they have, MCs deduce that something big must have happened during Johnny's earliest life, which prevent MC from accessing that part of Johnny's memory. Nell was given the reconfiguration frequencies, which should get them past the blockers. However, for this to work, they need a trigger to stimulate Johnny's memory internally, but they don't know any way to do that. Nell decided to take a breather. Just when things are at a stalemate, Neil came back running and told Eva about how smelly the roadkill was. Then they remember it's the same smell as the last memory, the one that they were stuck at. They could use this as the stimulant to bridge Johnny's childhood memory. Eva then go and take a sample of the roadkill odor by using the waft container that they brought along in the car. After asking the doctor to release the odor for Johnny to smell, once MCs have sent the signal, MCs reconnect back to Johnny's mind. As Johnny's condition is deteriorating fast, this might be the last chance they have. Once MCs reach the earliest memories, they give the signal and the doctor releases the smell to Johnny. However, it caused Johnny's condition to destabilize, and the same happened to the memory connection. Luckily, the doctor was able to stabilize Johnny's condition. With this, Eva and Neil can finally connect to Johnny's earliest childhood memory. In this memory, MCs finally found out why Johnny needed the large dose of beta blockers, and also why he was nicknamed as Joey. Johnny actually had a twin brother who is called Joey. Now everything makes sense. As MCs travels a little further, it is found out that Johnny's mother always favored his twin brother Joey. It seems like Joey still treats Johnny quite nicely. During the carnival, after done eating, Johnny decided to go around and play. It turns out that it is during the carnival where Johnny and River met for the first time. By now, some of you might have been able to piece out everything together. But in case some of you still confused, let me summarize the whole story, this time going from earlier stage to the latest stage of Johnny's life. The story goes like this. Johnny had a twin brother Joey. It seems like his mother favors Joey more, which explains why his mother nicknamed him Joey after Joey died. It is also seen in the game. Johnny's mother gave him animal book and pickled olive, even though Joey was the one who liked these things. Then, one day when they went to a carnival, Johnny met River for the first time. And knowing River has Asperger's syndrome, this might be a rare occasion where River open up and actually talk to a stranger. River always thought the stars in the sky are like cows, and she said that the stars are lonely. They wanted to talk to each other, but they're too far from each other for them to be hearing each other. She kind of sees the star as a reflection of herself, since having this Asperger syndrome made her unable to easily reach out to others compared to normal person. River actually wanted to win something from the whack-a-mole game in the carnival, but she was too clumsy to win it. So Johnny decided to give her the platypus as a gift. As time passes by, Johnny has to go, but they promise they will meet again next year during the carnival at the same place and same time. When Johnny was leaving, River asked what if he forgot about this promise or if he got lost. Then Johnny replied they can always regroup on the moon. Then, not long after the carnival, Johnny lost his twin brother due to a car accident. To prevent Johnny from having a trauma, he was administered with huge dose of beta blockers, which caused him to forget that he had a twin brother, and at the same time, he also forgot about his promise with River. However, fate seems to favor them and let them meet again during high school, and Johnny actually asked River out, and here, River thought Johnny remembered her. However, at a later time, near the lighthouse, Johnny told River he asked her out because she seemed special, and this is the time River realized that Johnny forgot about their meeting during the carnival. As she has Asperger syndrome, it is hard for her to just convey this incident to Johnny. So she started making origami rabbit in hope to make Johnny recall their actual first encounter. Not only that, she also cut her hair because during their first encounter, she had short hair. Other than that, she made a special origami rabbit for Johnny, which is made out of blue and yellow color, to remind their first encounter when they made a rabbit-shaped star constellation using moon as the body and stars for other part of the rabbit. Also, we will wear a dress made out of blue and yellow color to try to remind Johnny of their first encounter. After so many tries, she still failed to remind Johnny of their meeting in the carnival. Eventually, she died of another terminal illness. Maybe River's death does stir up Johnny's memory a bit, or because of how much Johnny wants to see her again, that he kind of instinctively know he might be able to see her if he goes to the moon. A promise that they made during the carnival, where they can regroup on the moon if Johnny forgot or got lost. And that's why he contacted Sigmund Corporation to fulfill his wish to go to the moon. And that's basically the summary of the story thus far. Now let's go back to the main story. Now that the MCs got everything they need, they can initiate the desire implant. The game shows us in a way that McNeil and us thought Eva will remove River totally from Johnny's memory, in order to implant the desire to go to the moon to Johnny's mind successfully. Nell and us as player, not knowing Eva's true intention, will try our best to prevent her from removing River. In order to prevent Nell from obstructing whatever she wants to do, Eva turned the whole place around and make it such a way that there are a lot of obstacles to prevent us to get to her. After we pass through all the obstacles, we finally get to Eva. But everything's too late. She already completed whatever she wanted to do.
When good friends are going away, will you wish them to remember your name? When good days are passing away, will you promise your heart remains the same? Never can we suspend the time, having to leave the tracks behind. There is a longer way ahead. After all, there used to be a storyteller who always painted the sunshine and the rain. One has to eventually grow up, spending a lifetime to taste of life and pain. Never can we suspend the time, having to leave the tracks behind. There is a longer way ahead. After all, if it's too hard to say goodbye, give us a try to sing around. You're the beauty of this world, always shine.
Eventually, we found out that Eva's plan was actually trying to remove River from Johnny's earlier memory and then put her back at a later stage, more specifically during Johnny's time in NASA. But after MC searched the whole NASA, River didn't show up, So Eva apologized to Nell, thinking maybe things didn't work out and River was really totally removed. Then suddenly the whole place seems weird and MCs thought they ran out of time. But then a new recruit came in, and who else if not River? Cheers! I was so damn happy at this moment. Anyway, back to the story. This is where the encounter after the memory got altered. MCs decided to bring the Doctor and Lily in as well to see Johnny's life to the end. and Johnny passed away peacefully. And the end. And that's episode 1, To the Moon. There's actually still 2 episodes to go. Episode 2 is the Finding Paradise, and episode 3 is Imposter Factory, which I will be doing a video of them in a close future if everything works out. So yep. Now let's talk about the rating. How do I rate this game and why I rate it like such? Currently I'm rating the game based on the gameplay, storyline, graphics, and also soundtrack and sound effects. So for the gameplay, out of 10 points, I'm giving a 3 points because the puzzles are kind of repetitive and simple. And overall, the game, instead of playing the game, it's more like you're reading an electronic book, except you can interact with it. There's no so much of a gameplay involved actually. You're just going around trying to progress through the story, and if you replay the game, almost everything is the same, so there's no changes. And that's why I'm giving only 3 out of 10 points. For the storyline, well, I think it's kind of interesting because we are going back in time, trying to discover like Johnny's memory and why he wanted to go to the moon so badly. And overall, I think it's kind of new to me, and the overall story is quite interesting, which is why I'm giving 9 out of 10. For the graphics, since this game was like officially released in 2011, I think it's kind of considered okay for the graphic, which is why I'm giving 6 out of 10 points. For the soundtrack and sound effects, overall I quite like the soundtrack in this game, and the sound effects I think is quite okay. Like whenever there's something big going on, there's a sound effect to it. So yep, that's why I'm giving 7 out of 10. And for each of these aspects, right, I'm giving them a percentage of out of 100. So for example, gameplay, I'm only giving 20% out of 100% because the game doesn't focus much on the gameplay. It's focused mainly on the storyline, which is why I'm giving 50% out of 100% for storyline. And for the graphics and soundtrack, each of them made out of 15% each. So if we calculate the score based on this, we will end up with 7.05 out of 10. So that's why my rating that I give like at the very front is 7.05. So that's basically everything. So what are your thoughts? Do you like this kind of game that focus on the storyline and not much of a gameplay? So let me know by comment below. And if you haven't subscribed now, you should subscribe so you can become the OG of the channel. And yep, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.